Fellas, lady fellas, everyone in society, welcome to the Fantasy and Reality Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Tacker. Today in the Release Over Decorated Studio, we're going to be discussing the starts and sits for all four positions for Week 7. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of making a bunch of videos this week, I'm going to do it all in one, see how that works. Let me know if you liked it more, less. I'm not going to give a lot of detail, I'm just going to give you a start and sit for each person. So let's get right into it. I'll just try to dial them off as much as possible, kind of quick, not too detailed, as I said, so I'm going to just rattle them off. So let's get into it. Our first game, we have the Rams and the Falcons. We're going to start Jared Goff. If Gurley's out, we're obviously not going to start him. We'll start Malcolm Brown. If Gurley's in, we'll start him. For the receivers, we'll start everyone, and then tight end, we'll sit Everett and Higbee. For the Falcons, we'll start Matty Ice, we'll start Devonta Freeman, we'll start all the receivers, and we'll start Austin Hooper. So we'll start the Falcons across the board. Next we have the Dolphins and the Bills. We'll sit Ryan Fitzpatrick, much like he's been doing. We'll sit Drake, Balaj, all the receivers, everyone, Gesicki. The Dolphins just, as I usually say, throw them away, and they play the Bills. We'll start Josh Allen. If Devin Singletary is not playing, we'll start Frank Gore. If Singletary is playing, we'll kind of have to play it by ear. You might flex either one of them, so kind of just have to see how that goes closer to game time. As far as receivers, we'll start Cole Beasley. We'll watch John Brown's health because he did have a groin injury. So we'll start John Brown if he's playing, but if he's not, Cole Beasley gets a huge bump. He's going to start anyway, but Beasley is going to be a lot better if John Brown's out. And then if you need to, you can give Dawson Knox a look at tight end because like a lot of these are bye week kind of dependent. So there's a lot of people that are on bye weeks this week. So, I mean, if you are in absolute need, these are guys that can help you. So we'll continue on. We have the Jags and the Bengals. We'll start Gardner Minshew. We'll start Leonard Fournette. You'll flex DJ Chark, and he's the only receiver I would even look at. And then sit Jeff Swain at tight end. For the Bengals, start Andy Dalton. If you have no other options, you can start Joe Mixon, even though it's not looking great for him as far as the matchup goes for this week. And then we'll start Tyler Boyd. We'll flex on Tate because he's taking over that John Ross role, so hopefully he continues that John Ross production. And then as far as tight end goes, we'll sit Eifert and Uzama. Next we have the Vikings and the Lions. We'll start Kirk Cousins. We'll start Dalvin Cook, no problem. For Thielen and Diggs, we'll start both of them, but be cautious because last week could be an anomaly. Diggs might not see as much production as he did. I mean, obviously he's not going to see as much as he did last week, but I mean, if you continue at least a touchdown a game, whatnot, let's hope that continues. But I mean, don't expect that same production from him every single game. And for the tight ends, we'll sit Kyle Rudolph and Irv Smith. And then for the Lions, we'll start Matt Stafford. I have to sit Kerryon Johnson because he hasn't quite done as much as I wanted him to. We'll start Kenny Galladay, sit Marvin Jones, and then sit TJ Hockenson because he's another guy who, other than week 1 or so, he hasn't done as much as you would like. Next, we have the Raiders and the Packers. We'll sit Derek Carr, start Josh Jacobs. We'll sit all the receivers on both sides. There's too many injuries. Everyone's, a big question mark, so it's just easier to bench them all. And then at tight end, we'll start Darren Waller. And then for the Packers, we'll start Aaron Rodgers. We'll probably sit Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams because if they're both healthy, then they're going to go by committee. And neither one of them are going to be useful because they'll be splitting carries. And for the receivers, as I said before, sit them because there's too many injuries. And then we'll sit Jimmy Graham. Next, we have the Texans and the Colts. We'll obviously start Deshaun Watson. I would start Carlos Hyde. He's seeing a little bit more production. Sit Duke Johnson because he's not seeing the production. We'll keep our fingers crossed for DeAndre Hopkins and keep that hope alive. Start him. And we'll flex Will Fuller because he's seeing a lot more production. And then for the tight end, Akins and Darren Fells, I mean, they're both technically a start because you don't know which one is going to have that game. One of them will. You just have to decide inside yourself which one you think that'll be. And so for the Colts, we have Jacoby Brissett as a start, Marlon Mack as a start, T.Y. Hilton as a start, and then bench everyone else. Paris Campbell, the other receivers. Sit Jack Doyle, Eric Ebron, Mo Alley Cox, all the tight ends. And next we have the Cardinals and the Giants. We'll start Kyler Murray. we'll start David Johnson if he's healthy. But I mean, you might want to look for Chase Edmonds if you're a DJ owner, because you know he might not see all that production, and Chase Edmonds is being used a lot more. For the receivers, we'll start Larry Fitzgerald, we'll sit Christian Kirk, and then we'll sit Charles Clay. For the Giants, we'll start Daniel Jones. If Saquon Barkley plays, you'll obviously start him, but if not, you know, obviously he's out. And then I wouldn't start any other running backs. For the receivers, I'd sit them all: Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, and then if Evan Ingram plays, he's a huge start. If he plays, he's going to do fantastic against the Cardinals. Next, we have the 49ers and the Redskins. We'll start Jimmy Garoppolo. Tevin Coleman and Matt Breida will both be flexes. And then as far as the receivers go, we'll have to sit all of them because they're too inconsistent with, you know, all the guys either not seeing enough or having a big game and then dropping off completely. So rather than having to worry about that, just sit them all. And then we'll obviously start George Kittle. And then for the Redskins, we'll sit basically everyone except for Terry McLaurin. He's the only one worth anything. So Case, AP, Chris Thompson, Vernon Davis, all those guys, Trey Quinn, we'll bench them all except for Scary Terry. And then next we have the Chargers and the Titans. We'll start Phillip Rivers. We'll start Austin Eckler. We'll probably put Melvin Gordon as a flex. And then start Keenan Allen, put Michael Williams as a flex because he's seeing a bit more production, being more consistent. And then our boy Hunter Henry's back, so we'll obviously start him. And then for the Titans, Ryan Tannehill is getting the start over Marcus Mariota. It's finally Tannehill's time to shine, but we'll have to sit him for this week. Next, we have the Sunday night game between the Eagles and the Cowboys. We'll start Carson Wentz. We'll sit Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders. We'll sit Alshon Jeffrey. We'll flex Deshaun Jackson if D-Jax is healthy, but if he's not, you also don't have to put him in your lineup. And then we'll start Zach Ertz and sit Dallas Goedert. As far as the Cowboys go, we'll start Dak Prescott, start Zeke, obviously, and then we'll watch for Amari Cooper's health. If he's healthy, you obviously start him. We'll start Gallup either way, but if Amari Cooper is out, you can stream Tavon Austin if you need, because like I said before, there are a lot of buys going on. So if you're really slim in one position, like flex receiver, Tavon Austin could be a guy for you if Amari Cooper doesn't play. And then for tight end, we'll start Jason Witten and sit Blake Jarwin. And then for the Monday night game between the Patriots and the Jets, we'll start Tom Brady. We'll start James White and Sonny Michel with caution, you know what I mean? See which guy is going to do the better job. But I mean, it's the Jets. They've been doing well against all the teams they've gone against so far, who are not very good, but I mean, that's the schedule you get. So we'll start both the running backs, and then for receivers, we'll start Julian Edelman, and then we'll have to watch out for Josh Gordon's health. If he's in, you might want to think about playing him, but if he's out, you can look on Jacoby Myers to see what he's going to do. He could be a guy that you can flex, like I said, if Josh Gordon is out. And then for tight ends, you just sit everyone, don't have to worry about them, because who knows what's going on. I heard they recently signed Ben Watson back, so it's just a big old confusion thing, so don't even worry about the tight end position in New England. So for the last team we have, the New York Jets will sit Sam Darnold. You can sit Le'Veon Bell if you can afford it. If you absolutely cannot and you're hurting at the running back position, you can start Le'Veon. But I mean, if you could afford it with all these bye weeks, like I said earlier, if you could afford it, I mean, just try to sit him, because I don't see him being as productive after this game. Lev should be all go, basically start every single week, but this will be hopefully his last hump before he can hit his stride for the rest of the season. So like I said, if you can afford it, bench him, but I mean, if you can't, completely understand that. And then for the receivers, I mean, you could probably sit all of them, but as far as Jameson Crowder and Robbie Anderson, if you're super big play dependent, need someone to just get one 70-yard bomb for a touchdown, you can start either one of these guys. Robbie Anderson would be irrelevant if not for these random one-play huge touchdown catches. So, I mean, if you're looking for something like that, Robbie Anderson could be a guy like that for you. And then will sit Chris Herndon because I still don't think he's 100%. So unfortunately, we'll have to keep playing that by ear. If you have him, hold on to him until he's 100% healthy, because when he's back to his full health, he'll definitely be a guy that you want. But this is the week 7 start sits for every position. Try to do them decently fast. Hopefully you can understand and not have to rewind back, play some stuff over. So if you liked it better this way, more quick, concise, not too drug on, then let me know in the comment section. If you didn't like it, just give me your feedback, anything like that. But as I said, these are my start sits for week 7 in every position. But as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for support. Leave all questions, comments, feedback, topic suggestions down there in the comment section below. We'll get to any and all questions that you have, answer them as accurately as possible. Remember that sports is supposed to be enjoyed together, so please tell someone about us. Watch together. We want to spread the word, try to extend the F&R Society as much as we can, as much as we can. But in order to do that, you gotta smash that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, so keep trying to give you as much content as possible. Also, don't forget to hit that little notification bell. That way you are alerted as soon as our videos are uploaded. But lastly, God bless America, and God bless fantasy football. Take care.